You have stuff that we need. We can be trade partners, whether it's cyber, whether it's tech, whether it's intelligence, whether it's agriculture, whether it's oil, whatever it is. We can do some business here. But I'm not going to sit around waiting for these guys, Hamas, to come on board. I'm going to go out to the rest of the world. And that's what he was doing. And Iran caught wind of this, as they're aware.
Iran is Iran.
And they made a move. But we'll see what happens from there. But will Netanyahu survive after this politically?
I think he will. He listen, with all, they thought he was dead many times, and they made several re-elections in the sense of his political career, and he was able to come out of the ashes like the firing phoenix. I don't know. I mean, like, listen, I'll be honest with you. This, but one last point in this, I want to go to the future presidential elections. People don't realize when you talk to a Jewish person, you say you're occupying land. It's like telling an American Indian, which is a Native American, he's occupying the land. That's exactly what they're saying. And the problem is, I think this was a 20-year campaign. First, let's uproot the idea of history with the young people. They should not know history. They should know a diluted version of history in order to then change their mindsets about all the things that are happening around the world. And that's, I think, the reality, what is happening. So that's why I don't really take into factor that Netanyahu is out of the picture. I think he's still in the picture. Yeah. I think people don't understand that potentially, whatever I guess indictments or whatever types of searching they do to see what happened, right? Investigations they do to see what happened. You will see potentially a lot of the liberal Israelis let it happen. You will see it because Netanyahu is not sitting at home on a Jewish holiday, which it was that day of Jewish holiday, and saying, "Okay, I'm gonna let all these Hamas come in." It was a Jewish holiday. Do you know how many military guys were given leave for that holiday? Dozens, hundreds of them. People don't realize what was going on. It was like Simchat Torah was one of the biggest holidays in Judaism at that time. So it's like you coming in on Christmas and shooting down a church, God forbid. It's the same thing. It's the same.
I'll tell you what, man, and he'll have to answer this with your neighbor. With the neighbors that Israel has, Israel's the nicest house in the worst neighborhood. There should be no holidays that you take a day off, because these guys also have a calendar, and they say, okay, it's the Sabbath, it's Simchat Torah. Today's a pretty good day. Well, they're all taking the day off to go attack. Right. You can't.
Yeah, but how do they know all this? How do they know all this? Because they get 20,000 permits to Hamas individuals, and they were scouting. This was a liberal permission. It wasn't
That is part of it. You're right. That's how they knew what houses to go, where people live.
Exactly.
And you just look at a calendar and know what the Sabbath.
But that doesn't help enough. You need to know, okay, they're hearing conversations. Oh, I'm going to go on vacation here. I'm going to go do this there. We have a miluim. We're going to get off. Like, the art of perception was gone. They knew exactly what was going on. That's just a point that in many of the media, I think, are missing this point. There's a huge point that it was a 2-year, like, literally, I guess, operation. It wasn't an overnight situation.
Well, you have to, at the very least, respect your enemy, or at least respect their intentions. Their intent is death and destruction of the Jewish state. And as much as I love Israel, they got caught slipping.
Yes.
What happened that day?
Yes, that's going to be for sure.
Genocidal jihadist maniacs. There's no time for error. And I'll say one more thing. The whole ceasefire now. Yeah, I'm with you. But there's also two parts to this. They say, like, never negotiate with terrorists. Well, Israel is literally negotiating with terrorists.
Every day, man.
Hello. Return the hostages. That's kind of one part of the deal.
Right.
And we'll do the ceasefire. That's like, hey, I want to buy a computer. Well, give me the money. No, I want the computer. Give me the money. Whether it's a car, whether it's a computer, whether it's a house, there's two sides to the deal here. And also, as far as the ceasefire goes, as Anthony Blinken and Jake Sullivan just said, yeah, Hamas is holding up the ceasefire deal. Israel's ready to do a. They want their hostages back. They're ready to, Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, the guy that's running Hamas over there, doesn't care about dead Gazans. He would have stopped the war months ago, right? He knows. Talk about winning perception, winning the PR war. The longer he prolongs this, the longer that Israel is going to look bad in the public perception of the world and lose credibility on the world stage. And he doesn't want a ceasefire now. They believe, jihadists, that when you die, you go to Allah and you get 72 virgins. They're ready to die.
Right.
Right?
Right.
When
They're
the
educated
people,
for that.
when they're indoctrinated, right? So the pay for slave thing, they're paid to kill themselves and kill Jews, the family. So the mindset is totally different. And it's, take a 19-year-old girl in Columbia, New York, who has never been to the Middle East, and she goes, oh, Israel genocide. Of course she thinks that. Good luck surviving out there as a young woman without putting a headdress on and wearing what you need to wear. So it comes down to education, not indoctrination. And Israel just needs to finish the job and move on.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely do it. I'm sure they're gonna do it. It doesn't matter who they are. Next topic, and this is a very sad weekend, or 2 weeks for past 2 weeks in American politics, with the indictment and the I guess the judgment against Donald Trump as a president. I think peoples are forgetting one factor. There is a respect to a president, no matter who he is or who she is, right? The respect needs to always be there. I have a feeling, and I strongly feel that respect it's gone. I mean, it's just not there anymore. Um, Specifically to, I guess, the establishment, they can be president, but when it comes to a person like a Donald Trump, cannot be a president. And I think this potentially is a lesson to teach everyone else. If you're not part of the system of the establishment, don't even think about being president. I think this is more underlining to that. What do you think? And what do you think about the future of presidential politics? I mean, I think it's going to be very eerie here.